see us or at the van. What we're going to be talking about, well, first let me back up. Autel's been around since 2014. We have a whole line of ecosystem drones that can fill your mission for whatever your use case is. From small little drones to fly inside, to up to commercial enterprise products for mapping, for public safety, for utility inspection, and all the way into VTOL fixed wing application, as well as Nest capabilities, different docking stations and things like that. So we have something to fit your mission set. So what we're going to be talking about today is the EVO Max 4T and some of the features it can do. So first off, it's going to have a 160 times zoom, so it has a very decent camera on it for its size. We'll go ahead and get up, Greg. My team today that's with me is going to be Greg on sticks. We have Alex and Ken. They're going to be helping us out with some of the demo purposes. We clear to launch? Clear.
Clear. Clear.
So the first thing I want to point out is the ability to switch screens. This UI or this interface is very customizable. You can switch. The user has options to switch between maps, between the visible camera, between the IR camera, and it's totally customizable. Up across the top there, you're going to have all your shortcuts. At any point in time, the user can switch what shortcuts he or she needs for that mission. It's just drag and drop. You can fill up the shortcut menu, or you can take them away if it's too cluttered and you only want to have a couple for your specific mission. So it is totally customizable. First thing I'll show off is the laser rangefinder. If we activate the laser rangefinder, it's actually giving you the grid coordinate for what the laser is identifying. And if we put a marker on that grid coordinate, we'll go ahead and use our day camera. That's giving us both range, MSL, and in our bottom right of the screen we have our AGL display. And as we use those markers, we can drop a pinpoint marker which will affixate that to the camera lens as well as the map. So if we're working with others, they have geospatial and awareness of where that marker is within what the camera is seeing as it pans around and flies its mission, or where that marker is at on the map. It's very useful in search and rescue applications, or if you find an area of interest or where something was lost, maybe it's for law enforcement and there's an item of evidence or something that needs to be looked at later. For inspection purposes, maybe a utility person finds something that needs more investigation, he marks that on the map. All right, so we have that. We have all the standard features of mapping missions. There are sub-autonomous missions where the drones can run its course and what mission plan you enter into it. It has all those features. A great feature is the ability to record to the SD card in HD, as well as screen record on the controller itself, which gives you its telemetry information. So where that becomes important is if you are communicating with a team and you need more than just what's on the raw video or what's on the raw photo. We need that relative that crosshair to show what you're looking at. You need the lat long display in your image. You have the ability to capture that on the controller, which can be streamed as well as downloaded to a thumb drive or what have you. All right, so you can draw areas. You can mark areas for a survey, all those type of functionality. So if we could switch over to our SE controller, we're going to demonstrate some of the connectivity of the A-Mesh network. What that is that's creating a self-contained network within your drone and your controllers. So what that means is I can have one drone acting as a repeater to give me connectivity to another drone if I'm doing a beyond visual line of sight mission and I don't have visibility of it anymore. As long as the other drone has connectivity with the first drone, I still have connectivity of where the RC is at. The other thing that gives me functionality of I can have my pilot, my remote pilot in one location controlling the aircraft, and I can have a separate SE controller at another point as long as it's within range of the drone to where I have communication back to my pilot. So if my pilot is here and my SE controller is over at the buses or over on the other side of this neighborhood, they're getting the same video feed and they're getting functionality of communicating with the drone and the pilot. There's going to be there's updates that are coming out that will give you functionality of GeoChat, where you can send messaging back and forth, and any space, any shapes I plot on the map here become visible within my pilot screen. So if I have a technician, or I have an investigator, or I have someone that has some skill set besides the pilot of controlling the aircraft that needs to interact with that mission, they can have an SE controller and be able to have live interaction with that aircraft, and the pilot has 100% visibility of what's happening there. We can make map markers, we can draw distances. As we mark these points, they can go in and be edited. You can call that point whatever you want. That could be emergency rally point, that could be area of concern, that could be a danger area, whatever suits your mission set. If you're in inspection, that could be you're putting a marker for a substation that is checked off on, or what have you. So you have someone that has more visibility and more understanding of maybe what is being looked at, and that task is not at the same location as where the pilot is. So you have other you can also take screenshots and record at the SE location. The SE where the SOK is where the SE is located also gives you functionality of HDMI out. So if you were to set up a command post, you can HDMI that into all your screens. You can connect up to 5 SEs on this one controller. So you could totally have a command location to where maybe your crisis negotiation and public safety, you have your rescue team over here, you have a series of inspection points, and you have the other people in the field that need to see this imagery and not be at the same location of where the remote pilot is located. That's some of the functionality on that. Oh, the compass. Yeah, you also have digital compass that's displayed within the SE. What we're seeing right now is the visibility of the SE controller. It's totally separate from my actual pilot that's running the drone right now. 160 times max zoom on this aircraft. It also works with the 4N series, which actually has a night vision camera on it. Everything works the same, you just have a different payload depending what your mission is. Do you need more zoom, or do you need the ability to see at night? When I say the ability to see at night, it is different than just an enhanced thermal camera. It is actual, you have thermal camera and also night vision. So all the non-visible light that shows up through IR strobes, through IR lasers, things like that, are visible on your night vision camera that comes with the 4N. Those payloads are swappable instead of changing out 4 screws. Put all the hot plates on? Yep. Go ahead and bring that down. But it's a great, the concept is we have a self-contained network of our drone equipment that could be used with LTE if needed, or standalone away from LTE data if needed as well. So especially in public safety and rescue, or if you work in areas of remote connectivity, you have total control of your drone and what the drone can see and communication with the drone from your own equipment. Is it? Okay. So as you can see, the 4N, it's the same platform, just different payload. Instead of out here, what I have on here is a drop system where we can carry items for deployment. Okay, so what I have here, so especially in rescue and public safety applications, we always have the need to deliver an item to someone else at a remote location that we physically can't get to. In this demonstration, in this example, we're going to be delivering a personal flotation device, 2 of them at the same time, different locations, a cell phone, and an IFAC medic kit. It has standard first aid equipment in it. Greg, clear to launch. Clear. We're going to go ahead and launch. And you have all the same functionality like you saw previously and all those features. Totally customizable, but this time you have that night vision camera. Right now, if we go to the night vision camera, it's going to look completely washed out because it's so bright out. It's going to come over. So what we're going to do is we're going to load up some items, and we have some individuals out here that we're going to deliver an item to. Greg's going to come down to hover, just high enough so I can reach you. And I'm loading up the aircraft. Alright, so I have the aircraft loaded up with 2 emergency flotation devices. We're going to deploy that to our individuals that need rescue. We got an individual waving his hands that may be in the water that needs rescue. So you can see there's very good stability with the control module there. And one key feature that's on this drop system is it does not take away the ability to use your auxiliary downward facing light. If we can see on the display screen there, the basket on the left side of the screen will populate our 4 droppable items. Right, so we have that in view. We're going to drop a PFD to our rescuee there. We're dropping. And you can see you get immediate feedback on your UI on the display that shows you that you dropped something. You move over to the next individual that needs rescue, and there is no limitations of what altitude these can be dropped at. It's totally user defined based on the mission that you're conducting. Clear to drop, dropping. All right, so that's 2 items. Just rescued 2 individuals that we couldn't physically get our rescue team to while we're waiting on possibly air support to come in and do a hoist operation. So our aircraft returns, and now we have someone that needs first aid and more further communication. Maybe we communicated to them with the speaker option that's available with this aircraft to let them know, hey, we're going to deliver you a cell phone to maintain communication. We have medical equipment on the way to reassure them. A little bit lower there, Greg. Thanks, sir. There's our IFAC. And there's our cell phone. And we're going to move to our rescue location, which is, this one's going to be the large pad. That's a pretty rapid reload there without having to do a landing, without having to do any other equipment modifications. Still one of our 4 items that we had previously loaded. Move over our location. And a simple pointing if we point the gimbal straight down to 90 degrees, we'll put our crosshairs pretty much on target. Just you pan at 90. The payload down to 90. So if you'll notice, because it is a manufacturer's add-on that is totally plug and play, where those crosshairs are where your drop location is. We'll go ahead and drop our IFAC. Dropping. So there's medical aid rendered. And the next pad over, we'll drop communication. So obviously with communications, it's a cell phone. You either want to put padding on that device or drop down to a low altitude to where your item wouldn't get broken. But the use cases could be GPS location, GPS pucks that would provide grid coordinates for a possible rescue location. Of course, you saw the PFD medical. You could deliver a bottle of water, things like that. Go ahead, lined up to drop. Let's see if we can get it on the small pad. Maybe drop down, descend down to about 8 feet or so. See how it is pretty active here. Yep, clear, ready for drop. Drop. Oh, pretty close. Alright, so just a quick demonstration of kind of going to the full ecosystem that we can provide here at Autel, whether it's a nano, being a very small drone that can do indoor flights. They all have great cameras. RTK add-ons, all the way into nesting dock stations, all the way into VTOL fixed wing application for long range flights. Come by and see us at booth 122. Thank you guys for sitting out in the sun with me, and I hope you guys have a good week.